What's going on, guys? My name's Steve and this is Gym Mint Fitness. I know a lot of you are saying, who the hell is Steve? Some of you may know me from my other channel, Gem Mint Collectibles, where I go by the alias Gem Mint. I do comic book reviews, collectibles, basically anything I think is cool that I buy and review. But recently I went through some drastic weight loss. I was overweight and I really wanted to get my health together, and as of today, I've lost 80 pounds. And being that I'm so into this lifestyle, I wanted to share with you all how I was able to lose this weight, just like I like to share the comics and collectible stuff on the other channel. Now, I do want to preface this by saying I am not a doctor, I am not a personal trainer, I am not a nutritionist. I'm just a guy that's been overweight for the majority of his life, that has learned things along the way and have managed to lose weight, and hopefully doing this channel with you all will continue to keep it off. Now, I've lost weight a couple of times in my life, and looking back, I realized what I've done wrong all those times. The first time, it was just cardio and cutting out carbs. That's not sustainable. The next time I included weightlifting and I kind of tried to stick with a high protein diet, but I wasn't tracking my calories or my macros and I was overeating. This time, I finally think I got it right, and the whole secret, all you really got to do to lose weight is to be in a calorie deficit, but have your macros to where your protein's high enough to build muscle. So you're going to be weightlifting as well, building muscle and being in a calorie deficit, burning fat. So let's start off with what I would eat in a typical day before we start into the meal prep. Now, being that you're going to want your calories low but your protein high, you're going to want to try to get protein in as many meals as you can, preferably every meal. So eggs in the morning is a really good start. I would do 4 eggs, maybe some salt and pepper, maybe a little bit of hot sauce with 1 cup of coffee. Now, as far as the coffee goes, with this diet, I really wanted to be healthy and I didn't want to have any artificial sweeteners, trying to stay away from preservatives and high sodium foods. So with coffee, I still did my regular creamer, the hazelnut creamer with the Keurig with the hazelnut coffee, 1 cup per day. So that's kind of the trick with that, because if you guys have seen my video on my other channel, I mentioned that you really got to cut out the sugary drinks. You got to cut out alcohol, you got to cut out soda, you got to cut out juice, and basically anything where you're drinking your calories. So being that you're gonna drink water for the majority of the time, it really helped me to have 1 cup of coffee in the day and also a protein shake. Now, I started off with just 1/4 a cup of creamer for coffee. And as the diet got more strict, I've weaned that down a little bit. I've gone to 2 tablespoons, now 1 tablespoon. I'll probably cut that in half soon until I can eventually drink the coffee black. But for right now, I need some creamer still. In the beginning of your diet, you'll have more of a budget of calories, so you can go with the 1/4 cup, but just try to keep it to 1 a day. Now, the other breakfast that I really ate the most of the time was actually this Fiber One cereal, and it's the only thing that I think that I'm really eating that's out of a box. The reason why is because when I was doing such high protein, lower on carbs, lower on fats, early on in the diet, I felt like I was having a little trouble with digestion. I wanted to get some fiber, so instead of the eggs, I substituted with 1 serving size of this, which is 90 calories. It has a good amount of carbs, 34 grams of carbs, but it has 18 grams of fiber, 3 grams of protein. I would throw a half a banana in there as well, and I would use almond milk, the unsweet vanilla, 30 calories per serving, just 1 serving. So it's a low-calorie breakfast that gave me the majority of my carbs and a lot of my fats for the day, and I would have this before I work out. So it was always a good, like, energy boost type of meal before the workout. So I did this for the majority of this diet, lost 80 pounds. But again, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm always willing to learn, and I'm learning every day, but it seems to have worked for me. I used to use Body Fortress. That's what my father always used. He was always been in great shape, but I eventually did switch to the ISO. The Cocoa Pebbles flavor is my favorite. It's supposed to be easier to digest. I just do 1 scoop with 1 scoop of collagen peptides. Somebody recommended this to me, good for joints. You know, I was working out, lifting weights. I want my joints to be able to hang. It does have like 18 grams of protein per serving as well. Now, I used to always do 1 extremely large serving size or tablespoon of peanut butter in my shake. I eventually switched to the PB Fit peanut butter powder, which I couldn't tell the difference. I always like to put the peanut butter in my shake just to give it more flavor, more texture, a little bit more oomph than just water, ice, and powder, even though this is powder too, but it's just more powder, right? And in the beginning, I would throw that other half of the banana in there as well for that post-workout shake. So high in protein, you know, some good energy in the beginning as well. Now I don't have the banana in there, and I use the powder. I used to do the scoop of peanut butter, and then I would even have one as a snack later on in the day if I was really hungry. So early on, you can afford to have those little extras, but as you lose more and more weight, you're gonna wanna cut back on those little snacks or those little extras to really push through those final barriers. All right, guys, so that's breakfast. Then we do workout. Then we have the post-workout shake. Then I'll have lunch a few hours later. A few hours after that, I'll have dinner, and that's what we'll be cooking, the proteins. I have chicken breast, which I'll show you here. I just got a family pack. What we'll do is we'll cut this open, we'll butterfly them, we'll season them all up, we'll cook them. Now for the majority of the diet, the other protein was the lean ground turkey. I would get a 3-pound size and make patties out of them that I would use for meat later. But recently I've been also incorporating some 93.7 ground beef. I don't mix them together, but I'll make ground beef patties and turkey patties. And what I'll do is for lunch and dinner, I'll have about 8 to 10 ounces of meat and a side of veggies. Now in the beginning, I was buying the fresh broccoli, washing it, chopping it up. I would either roast it or steam them, but then I just got lazy and started going to the steam bags. I just pick up these steam bags from Walmart or your local grocery store. They have all the nutrition values there, very low in calories, giving you some roughage. You can go with the broccoli, but make sure to get the florets. Don't go with the cuts. The Brussels sprouts, the peas, they have seasoned versions of them too, which will give you about 100 more calories per serving. That's cool in the beginning. You have a bigger budget of calories. If you're trying to lose weight, you probably have at least a 2,000 calorie budget in the beginning. So you can have those ones with some seasoning. I put hot sauce, sriracha, Tabasco. I don't overdo it because of the sodium, but you know, I'm mindful of the sodium throughout the day, so I think I have a little bit of wiggle room there. You can go plain, you could add a little seasoning, add your own stuff to it, but just one bag with a meal. The other condiments that are going to be your friend during this journey is going to be A1 steak sauce and Worcestershire sauce. The A1 a little bit higher in calories. I kind of weaned off of that to the Worcestershire stuff with maybe the turkey patties and some veggies, which let's start prepping right now. So first thing let's do is get the chicken out of here. We'll start washing it off. We'll butterfly it and season it. All right, guys, here we go. Like I said, so we're just gonna get in there, get all the slime off the chicken breast, try to get through the crevices and everything. And I try to squeeze a little bit of the water out of it. And then I look for any kind of pieces of fat that I can cut off. Now, I don't normally get my chicken from here. I got this actually from Target. So it looks a little different than what I normally get, but same concept. So boom, butterfly it, lay it in your pan, and repeat that process for all of them till we get them all laid out, and then we'll season them up. So like here, I'll cut off little parts of fat or any hard parts. We don't want to eat any of that stuff. Then we'll butterfly it. All right, guys, now with all those butterfly, we're gonna wash our hands and get to seasoning. All right, guys, so like I said, let's start seasoning it up. So what I'm gonna do first is hit it with a heavy hand of pepper. And this is gonna be a long process of getting your hands dirty and washing them again. But you gotta do what you gotta do. So like I said, a nice coat of pepper. I just do a light pinch of salt. Like I said, try to watch the sodium. All right, then we're gonna do onion powder. I try to go light, but if you guys know anything about onion powder, sometimes it comes out really fast. All right, then what I'll do is hit it with some minced garlic. Heavy hand on the minced garlic. Then we'll do a good amount of paprika. Gives it some nice color. And then we're gonna give it a little bit of cayenne. You gotta be careful with the cayenne because you'll stink up the whole house. It'll get in your throat. And then I'll do some crushed red pepper. I like a little spice. Then what I like to do is kind of like pat it all down. Don't be afraid to get your hands up in there because you're gonna wash your hands right after this anyway. I try to do this so that it doesn't all burn off in the pan. All right, so then we're gonna flip them over and do the same thing. This one I already kind of got it. All right, those are pretty good. So let's go ahead and get the stove going. We'll get the pan out and we'll start cooking these things. All right, guys, so now I'm just cooking it on the pan for now. We're gonna move to a new house soon and I'll probably be cooking all this on the grill. Gonna hit it with a little avocado oil, just about, I don't know, a $half size amount or so, just to kind of coat the bowl. So as you guys will see, I already have my containers out. I don't meal prep for every meal because I work from home, so I just have them where I can grab them easily and grab a bag of veggies. So I'm gonna throw about 3 or 4 on here right now. I'm gonna cover the majority of this with the lid because my wife doesn't like when the grease splashes everywhere. All right, so there you go. So 5 minutes on each side, then I'll take them off and put on a new batch. But while we let that cook, let's get started on these patties. Then, just like with ground beef, right, you just want to mix it all up so that you can make patties with it. I try to make around 5 to 8 ounce patties, and all the while you keep an eye on your stove and the time. So I actually don't even put anything else in here, guys. I just do I'll just season it afterwards. Now lately I've been noticing the ground turkey's got a really weird texture, man. It doesn't really look like this on my hands normally. We'll just work with what we got, you know? Then we'll break out the ground beef, make some more patties. All right, just flip the chicken, so that'll stay on for another 5 minutes. It's looking good. Paprika is the secret to make your chicken breast not look boring, y'all. It'll give you that grilled look as well. But yeah, I really need to step it up and start cooking them on the grill. All right, so the consistency and texture of the ground beef is much better than the turkey. My last batch of turkey was weird like that too, now that I think about it. But yeah, I don't add anything else to it, guys. Just try to keep it as basic as possible. But I'll season the hell out of it, you'll see. All right, so it's gonna get the same seasoning job as the chicken, except none of the red seasoning. We're not gonna do any cayenne or paprika on these patties. Kind of makes it a little different from lunch to dinner. Lunch is more spicy, dinner is more savory. Sprinkle of salt here, a little bit of onion powder. So you gotta be careful with the onion powder, it comes out fast, y'all. Hit it with some garlic pepper. I'm sorry, minced garlic. Season them up real good, like smash those seasonings in, flip them. All right, pat those down. And we're done with the seasoning. We're done with everything. Now, sometimes I will do a fish as well, like a salmon or a Alaskan cod. But today we're just doing the 3 proteins here. All right, guys. Now with a different fork, let's put these in the Pyrex. All right, so the lid's on the Pyrex. Now I'm gonna scrape this off and then reapply the avocado oil for the next round of chicken. All right, let that sit 5 minutes on each side. We'll wrap up the chicken, then I'll throw on the patties. All right, guys, let's get these burgers off. I always like to smash them down. When I flip them, I do this, and then when I go to take them off, I want to flatten them out because they'll turn into softballs on you. All right, just like with the chicken, scrub this off. We'll put some more oil here, the avocado oil. So we're gonna get these turkey patties in there and they look pretty moist. Doesn't seem like it's gonna need that much oil, but just give it a little dap here. Do these last 2 burgers with the ground beef. And we'll do 2 turkeys as well. 5 minutes each side. All right, guys, and there we have it. Some lean turkey and ground beef patties. Low calorie, high protein that you can have with a bag of veggies for lunch or dinner. And here's everything else that we cooked. So what I usually do is let this sit out until it gets cool. Then I'll put it in the fridge. And like I said, as I'm ready to eat lunch or dinner, I'll weigh something out. I'll add some veggies. And since it's lunch right now, let's grab some chicken breast. All right, so what really turned the tide for me this time around was weighing and tracking my food, my calories, my macros. So let's get 8 ounces of chicken breast on this plate. 8.5, that's close enough. We'll adjust it in the app. I like to drain the bag of veggies so it doesn't have a lot of extra juice. So just throw those on the plate as well. Hit the broccoli with some pepper, a little bit of salt. And then I like to switch it up with the hot sauce. This Melinda's Cayenne Habanero wing sauce. It's supposed to have 0 calories, not that many ingredients. I just had their ghost pepper sauce and I just ran out, so we'll try this. Maybe a little bit on the chicken. All right, guys, and that's it. So this will hold me over for probably 4 or 5 days or so. Lunch and dinner, you can interchange, you can season the meat different, you can use different veggies, different sauces, and that's all I do. And what I really stuck to a lot in the beginning was trying to stop eating around 4 p.m. And basically intermittent fast and not break that fast until around 8 a.m. the next day. So I was doing around a 16-hour fast because I like to weigh in every morning. I want it to be light during weigh-ins and just not have my body digesting a lot of food heavy in my stomach while I'm sleeping. I'll have to figure out how to do the workout plan video as well. And yeah, thanks for watching and see you next time. Real quick, guys, I almost forgot. I wanted to show you the app that I use to track all my calories. This app is called Lose It. What I really like about it is that you could enter in the foods that you're cooking or that you're eating out. They have restaurants in there. And it'll save, and it'll tell you when the last time you used it, and you're gonna use a lot of the same things. So here is the day that I started recording this video. You can see what I did in the morning with the hazelnut creamer, with the coffee, the 4 eggs, the ½ tablespoon of unsalted butter, the ghost pepper and all that stuff. And it'll give you the calories, it'll give you the nutrients. And after you put the whole day in there, or as you go on, you can see what you did throughout the week, and it'll track your macros for you. So what you want to do is have about 40 to 50% of the macros be from protein, and then the remaining amount you kind of want to split the fats and the carbs. For what I've been doing is trying to do about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So around 200 grams of protein, and then the carbs and fats, as you can see, they're splitting 25%, although carbs is 105 grams and fat is 45. I tweak those a little bit when I hit plateaus. I might reduce fats or carbs, but you want to enter it, you track your weight, you put your goal, you can put, it'll tell you how much of a budget you have for your calories, which will be on the log up top. And when you start out, it gives you a lot more. Like when I first started tracking July 29th, I had a budget of 2,273 calories to lose 2 pounds a week to get to like 235, I believe it was. And then I changed it from 235 to 185, and now I have a much smaller budget of about 1,750. But I just wanted to show you this app real quick. Use whatever app works for you, but just use something because you have to track not only the calories, but the macronutrients and your weight as well. All right, guys, catch you next time.